Night presses in from every side, not the clean silence of sleep, but the thick, breathing dark of a room that never rests. You stand inside a chamber lit by oil lamps turned low, their flames trembling. Heat gathers under the ceiling and refuses to leave. It clings to skin, it beads at the spine. The air tastes of burnt olive oil and metal smoke, layered beneath a sweetness that is almost aggressive. Perfume poured too heavily, trying to smother the smell of human exertion. It fails. Beneath it all, there is sweat. A crowd fills the room. You cannot see faces clearly, only outlines and movement, shoulders brushing, sandaled feet shifting on stone. Voices overlap in a constant murmur. Low laughter, murmured wagers, breath released through teeth. Scratch, scratch, scratch. A stylus moves across wax tablets, fast and practiced. Names, numbers, tallies made by hands that do not shake. Somewhere nearby, a wooden door opens. The hinges complain softly. Warm air rushes out, carrying a different sound, a sharper intake of breath, a stifled sound quickly swallowed. Then the door closes again. Thud. A rhythm forms. Open, close, open, close. The lamps flicker with each movement, shadows stretching and recoiling along the walls like living things. The stone radiates heat now, not cold, as if the building itself is flushed. This place is wrong, because this chamber sits inside the Imperial Palace of Rome. The year is 48 after Christ, yet the silk hangings are common. The walls are dressed to deceive. Tonight, the heart of empire wears the costume of a common house, complete down to the ledgers, the doors, the watching eyes. No names are spoken aloud, only scores are kept. Because somewhere in this room, behind one of those doors, two women are being measured against each other. Not by beauty, not by rank, but by endurance. One woman is a professional, famous for her stamina. The other is the Empress of Rome, and they are keeping score. This is not a rumor passed from mouth to mouth in the dark. It is written, pressed into ink by men who understood the cost of recording it. Pliny the Elder, a natural philosopher, a man obsessed with cataloging the world as it is, not as it wishes to be. He does not deal in fantasy. When he commits something to parchment, it is because he believes it happened. Juvenal, a satirist with a sharpened tongue and nothing left to lose. He writes like a man who knows his words may outlive him and may also destroy him. These are not harmless storytellers. They are witnesses. Imagine the scrolls themselves. Papyrus rolled tight, hidden among safer texts. The scratch of a reed pen moving carefully, deliberately, as if the writer is listening for footsteps in the corridor. Ink drying in the lamplight. Each line a calculated risk. Because Rome does not forgive embarrassment. To accuse an empress is to invite erasure. Yet Pliny records it anyway, without laughter, without apology. He states it plainly. A contest. A measured challenge. The Empress Messalina set herself against Scylla, a woman already notorious for stamina that bordered on legend. This is not poetry, it is accounting. Juvenal adds color later, sharpening the outline, but the core remains the same. A wager made at the highest level of power. A night turned into a ledger. The palace transformed into a marketplace of transactions and pride. These words survive because they are dangerous, because no one bothered to invent something so reckless unless it was already being whispered in every corner of the city. And if this is true, if an empress risks exposure, ridicule, and death for a single night, then the question is no longer what she did. It is why. But to understand why an empress would gamble her crown for a night of infamy, We have to look at the man sitting on the throne she despised. Picture Rome as a sealed vessel set over fire. The lid is heavy, the walls are thick, nothing escapes. Inside, the heat builds. This is the Julio-Claudian world, a golden cage lined with marble and gold leaf. Statues stand flawless and eternal, muscles carved in perfect calm. Fountains run day and night. Wine flows as if it has no end. But beneath the polish, something is spoiling. Morality here does not collapse in a scream. It softens. It sours. It rots quietly, like fruit left too long in the sun. The rich are not hungry. They are bored. And boredom in Rome is the most dangerous illness of all. When you have tasted everything, you begin to crave extremes. Banquets stretch for hours. Entertainment must shock to satisfy. Power becomes a toy passed from hand to hand, tested for weaknesses, bent for amusement. This is not a city at war with enemies. It is a city at war with itself. At the center of it all sits the Emperor Claudius. He is not the towering figure the statues suggest. He stutters when he speaks. His gait is unsteady. Age has softened him, dulled him. He prefers his meals long, his cups full. Much of the time, he is absent, lost in sleep, or in drink, or in thoughts no one around him bothers to share. The palace notices. When an emperor withdraws, something rushes in to fill the space. Advisors whisper, freedmen maneuver, and in the most private chamber of all, power settles into the room where Claudius lies unaware. This is not a partnership. It is a vacuum. Rome continues to feast, unaware that the vessel is beginning to rattle, the pressure climbing towards something violent. Excess feeds on itself. The air grows thick. The lid begins to tremble. Rome was eating itself alive with excess. And at the center of this gluttonous feast sat a teenager with absolute power. Her name is Valeria Messalina. History remembers her as a warning, a caricature, a punchline whispered by men who survived her. But before she becomes any of that, she is a child, 15 years old, taken from her family and placed into marriage like a seal pressed into wax. The Emperor Claudius is decades older, already dulled by power and age. The union is not romantic, it is strategic, a political fastening designed to stabilize a throne that never truly feels secure. Messalina learns early what her body means in Rome. It is not hers. It is leverage. If you stood before her now, you would notice the eyes first. They never rest. They search the room constantly, measuring, calculating. There is hunger there, but also fear. The fear of becoming invisible. The fear of being set aside once her usefulness fades. In this world, women do not age quietly. They disappear. So Messalina adapts. She turns the only currency allowed to her into armor. Intimacy is not indulgence. It is negotiation. It is a weapon she sharpens carefully, and a shield she raises before anyone else can strike. And she does strike. By this point, rivals have already fallen. Accusations whispered in the right ears. Charges of treason that require no proof once spoken. The Senate complies. The emperor signs what is placed before him. Men vanish from public life, then from memory. Messalina is not reckless. She is effective, dangerous, not because she ignores the rules, but because she understands them completely. Yet mastery does not bring peace. Power won through others is fragile. It can be revoked, taken, erased overnight. Somewhere beneath the silks and titles, the 15-year-old bride still exists, trapped in a role she never chose. And she wants something Rome refuses to grant her. Not more lovers, not more victims. Control. She had conquered the Senate. She had conquered the emperor. Now she wanted to conquer the one thing Rome said a woman couldn't own: her own body. The room changes the moment the challenge is spoken. What was once indulgent goes rigid. Scylla arrives without ceremony, no silk, no illusion. She is known for endurance, for treating the act like labor, measured, paced, survived. Her posture is calm, professional. This is not spectacle to her, it is work. The Empress does not greet her, she studies her. The murmuring crowd thins to a hush, as if someone has closed a door on sound itself. The air tightens. Heat presses harder against the skin. Lamps are trimmed and set evenly, like markers around an arena. Rules are announced, not flirted with, not laughed over. 24 hours, no interruption, total submission, to the count, to the record, to the outcome. Wax tablets are prepared, styluses hover. The scratching stops, waiting for permission to begin again. Faces in the shadows pull hoods forward. Senators, magistrates, high-born women who would never admit they were here. Power dresses down tonight, hiding in common cloaks to witness something it pretends not to crave. This is no longer indulgence. It is competition. Time becomes the enemy. The body becomes an instrument. Breathing finds a rhythm. Doors open and close with mechanical precision. Each cycle is counted, each pause weighed. There is no laughter now, only watching. Hours pass, then more. The lamps are replenished. The stone sweats. The crowd does not move. They are no longer entertained. They are invested. And as the black sky thins to gray, as the first suggestion of morning presses against the shutters, Scylla understands what is wrong. The Empress is not celebrating. She is not seeking pleasure. She is measuring herself against exhaustion. As the sun began to rise, Scylla realized something terrifying. The Empress wasn't enjoying this. She was working. Time strips the room of its lies. What began as spectacle decays into routine. The lamps burn lower, their smoke turning acrid. Perfume is gone now, overwhelmed by the sourness of bodies pushed past comfort and into obligation. The stone floor, once cool and polished, feels slick beneath tired feet. This is the middle, the most dangerous place to be. There is no allure left, no anticipation, only repetition. Doors open, doors close. The sound becomes metronomic, almost soothing in its cruelty. Breathing grows shallow, muscles tremble. Skin reacts not with desire, but with irritation and fatigue. The guests stop being guests. They are entries. Numbers scratched into wax by hands that ache, but never pause. Tallies rise. Notches accumulate. Faces blur together until they lose identity. One visitor replaces another with the efficiency of a supply line. The crowd watches differently now. No cheers, no wagers, just a quiet, collective discomfort, like witnesses realizing too late they cannot leave without admitting what they came to see. Scylla feels it first. This is her profession. She knows the signs. The body slows. Recovery stretches longer between efforts. Her movements lose precision. She breathes through parted lips, eyes unfocused, negotiating with herself for minutes that never come. Across from her, the Empress does not slow. Messalina moves with something unnatural. Not joy, not frenzy, but fixation. Her eyes are empty of pleasure. Her jaw is set. This is not indulgence. It is defiance made flesh, as if stopping would mean vanishing. And then it happens. The professional falters. Scylla withdraws, not dramatically, but quietly, the way workers do when they reach a limit they cannot cross. Her body refuses further instruction. She collapses into stillness, spent, finished. The room exhales. Wax tablets pause. The contest should be over. But Messalina does not stop. She does not ask if the count is complete. She looks to the door. The professional collapsed, exhausted. But Messalina was just getting started. Morning arrives without mercy. Light slips through the shutters in thin, pale blades, cutting across the chamber and exposing what the night allowed to hide. Smoke hangs low, the lamps sputter, nearly empty. The air is stale now, used up, heavy with the residue of hours that cannot be undone. The contest is finished. The counting stops. Messalina stands where movement once never ceased, alone, upright but unsteady. Her cosmetics are smeared into unfamiliar shapes across her face. Her hair, once arranged with care, clings damply to her neck. The imperial robes, symbols of rank, divinity, distance, lie discarded on the floor like shed skin. The tally is final, 25. The wax tablets are closed. By the measure agreed upon, she has won. Around her, the room looks smaller in daylight, ordinary, almost cheap. The disguised nobles avert their eyes. Some leave quietly. Others linger as if waiting for something more. Applause, explanation, meaning. None comes. Juvenal gives us the line that survives the centuries. He does not embellish it. He does not soften it. Lasciata sed non satiata. Tired, but not satisfied. It is not a boast. It is a diagnosis. Messalina has pushed past excess and arrived somewhere hollow. The victory does not warm her. It does not elevate her. It leaves her standing in the wreckage of her own proof, surrounded by silence that no title can command away. She has outlasted everyone. She has reduced herself to a number and surpassed it. She had proven she was the stronger beast. But looking into the mirror, she didn't see a victor. She saw a bottomless pit. That night does not fade. It sharpens her. After the contest, restraint feels pointless. If limits can be broken in secret, why not in daylight? Messalina's confidence swells into something brittle and loud. Influence turns into command. Desire for control turns into certainty. She stops hiding. Her alliances grow reckless. Her enemies multiply. Eventually, she attempts the unthinkable, not in whispers, but in public view. A marriage staged while the emperor still lives. A challenge not just to custom, but to the throne itself. Rome does not forgive that. The end comes quietly, far from the lamps and the ledgers. In the gardens of Lucullus, morning air cool against marble and grass, Messalina waits. The luxury here is different. Open space, trimmed hedges, the smell of earth instead of smoke. She is no longer defiant. She weeps. When the soldiers arrive, their armor makes a sound she cannot escape. The soft, rhythmic clink of metal that means a decision has already been made. There is no spectacle now, no crowd, no score to keep, only procedure. Her death is clinical, efficient. The body falls. The problem is resolved, and then Rome tries to erase her. Her name is struck from inscriptions. Statues are destroyed. Faces are chiseled smooth. Damnatio memoriae. The sentence meant to make her vanish completely. It fails, because stories survive where stone does not. The scrolls remain. The whispered lines endure. The night in the palace refuses to be forgotten, not because it shocks, but because it reveals something Rome would rather deny. Messalina believed excess could protect her, that proving herself endlessly would make her untouchable. Instead, it exposed the truth of power without limits. In the end, Messalina wanted to be remembered as a goddess of love. History, however, would remember her only as a warning.